Hello and welcome to this AWS Media and Entertainment video tutorial. In this episode, I'm going to talk about configuring CDN authorization with AWS Elemental Media Package, our highly scalable video origination and just-in-time packaging service. I'm Ivan Geraghty, and I'm a Solutions Architect Manager at AWS, specializing in our suite of media services. So what is Content Delivery Network Authorization? It's a configuration that helps protect your content from unauthorized use. When you configure CDN authorization, MediaPackage only fulfills playback requests that are authorized between MediaPackage and your CDN. This prevents users from bypassing the CDN in order to directly access your video content on the origin. So why would you want to employ CDN authorization? Using a CDN such as Amazon CloudFront is recommended with MediaPackage, as CDNs cache video content for more efficient delivery to end viewers. This improves performance and lowers your costs by reducing the volume of video originated from MediaPackage. By enabling CDN authorization, you are ensuring that content can only be delivered via the CDN. This helps secure your content and takes advantage of the CDN's caching feature. Let's talk about CDN authorization workflow and each of the steps that are needed to successfully deliver video to the end viewer. The process starts with a viewer requesting video content from their playback device. That could be a smartphone, a tablet, web browser, or a smart TV. The connected device sends a request for content to the CDN. In this example, we are using Amazon CloudFront. CloudFront is configured to include a custom HTTP header for all content requests to MediaPackage. MediaPackage has an AWS identity and access management policy and role, allowing it to interact with the AWS Secrets Manager. Secrets Manager has been configured with a secret that matches the HTTP header that was added to the content request by CloudFront. MediaPackage requests the secret from Secrets Manager. Because MediaPackage has a valid IAM policy and role, Secrets Manager returns the value of the secret to MediaPackage. MediaPackage then verifies that the secret returned by the Secrets Manager matches the custom HTTP header that CloudFront provided. If the secret and the custom HTTP header match, MediaPackage serves the content to CloudFront along with the HTTP OK status code. CloudFront then forwards the video and the HTTP OK status to the playback device, allowing the end viewer to watch the video. If the custom HTTP header and the secret do not match, or if the authorization request fails, then MediaPackage doesn't serve the content and sends a HTTP 403 forbidden status code, indicating that MediaPackage understands the request but refuses to authorize it. I'm going to take you through the process of configuring MediaPackage CDN authorization with the understanding that you already have your live or video on-demand end-to-end workflow up and running. The services that we'll be working with today are MediaPackage, CloudFront, Secrets Manager, and IAM. I'm working with a MediaPackage live streaming channel, and I'll be adding CDN authorization to its HLS endpoint. The process for adding CDN authorization to a MediaPackage VOD workflow is very similar, but instead of adding CDN authorization to a live endpoint, you would add it to each of your MediaPackage VOD packaging groups. Let's start in the MediaPackage console by selecting the Live Channel option in the menu in the top left of the screen. You should see your existing MediaPackage channel that is serving live content. Click on your channel to select it. I have one HLS endpoint that can serve video content to end users. The first thing that I want to do is test video playback from both the MediaPackage HLS endpoint URL and the CloudFront HLS endpoint URL. Copy the MediaPackage HLS endpoint URL and paste that into your favorite online HLS player. Alternatively, if you're working on a Mac, the Safari browser natively supports HLS playback, so I'll test the stream in my Safari browser. I can access the live stream directly from the MediaPackage HLS endpoint URL. Let's do the same with the CloudFront URL. As you can see, Safari can access the live stream directly from both MediaPackage and from the CDN CloudFront. We want to lock this down so that the live stream can only be accessed via the CDN. We'll start by configuring a custom HTTP header in our CDN. Open the CloudFront console and find the distribution that is linked to your MediaPackage channel. Click on that distribution and select the origin, then click Edit. Now scroll down until you see the Add Header button. Click to enter a header name and a value. For the header name, use X MediaPackage CDN identifier. For the value, use a UUID version 4 string. These can be generated online for free. Click Save Changes to save your custom HTTP header. The next step is to build Secrets Manager's configuration. Open the Secret Manager console window and click the Store New Secret button. Select Other Type of Secrets and define a secret key and a value. For the secret key, use MediaPackage CDN identifier. For the secret value, use the same UUID version 4 string that was used in the CDN custom header. Keep the default encryption key configured and click Next. Now we need to name the secret. I use the service name, followed by the region I'm working in, along with a short description, as this makes it easy to identify the different secrets you may configure in Secrets Manager. I will use MediaPackage /AP Southeast 2 CDN Auth. You can also add a more comprehensive description and configure tags if you wish. Leave automatic rotation disabled and click the Next button. To finish the Secrets Manager configuration, click the Store button. Next, click on your new secret and copy the secrets on, as we will need that when configuring MediaPackage later. Now open the IAM console to create a policy and a role that will allow MediaPackage to interact with the Secrets Manager. Click on the Policies option from the menu on the left of the screen and click Create Policy. In the Create Policy window, select the JSON tab and paste in the JSON example from the Secret Manager Access for CDN Authorization section in the MediaPackage User Guide. There will be a QR code that links to the JSON example at the end of this tutorial. Note that you will have to update the resource section of the JSON to match your own secret name and role name a little later in this process. Click on the Next Tags button. At this point, you can add tags to this policy if you wish. Click on the Next Review button and add a meaningful name, for example, MediaPackage Secret Policy. Then click the Create Policy button. The next step is to create an IAM role that MediaPackage will use to give it permission to obtain the secret from Secrets Manager. Click on the Roles option in the menu on the left of the screen, then click Create Role. Select EC2 as the use case, then click Next Permissions button. Search for the IAM policy that you made in the previous step. Once you find it, select the checkbox to the left, then click the Next Tags button. Here you can add a tag if you wish. When you are ready, click the Next Review button. Give your new role a meaningful name, for example, MediaPackage Secrets Role. You can also add a description if desired. Now click the Create Role button. The trust relationship for the new role now needs to be changed to MediaPackage. Find the new role in the IAM console and then click Trust Relationship tab, followed by the Edit Trust Relationship button. This will open the JSON policy document. Edit the value for service, changing it from EC2 to MediaPackage, and click the Update Trust Policy button. Copy the role on, as we will need it to update the IAM policy. In the IAM console, find the policy you previously created for this workflow. Select the policy option in the menu on the left of the screen, then search for your MediaPackage Secrets policy. Select it and click the Edit Policy button, then select the JSON tab. This will allow you to edit the JSON you pasted in previously. Take the ARN from the secret you created in Secrets Manager and paste it over the placeholder Secrets Manager ARN in the Secrets Manager resource section. Do the same with the ARN from the IAM role you created, pasting it over the placeholder IAM ARN in the IAM resource section. Click the Review Policy button and then click the Save Changes button. Next, configure the MediaPackage HLS endpoint to use CDN authorization. Open the MediaPackage console and go to your HLS endpoint, then click the Edit button. Scroll down until you see the Use Authorization checkbox and select it. Paste your secrets role on and your secrets on into the corresponding boxes and click the Save button. Congratulations, you have just completed the CDN authorization configuration. Let's check both the MediaPackage and the CDN endpoint URLs again to see if we have successfully stopped content being served directly from MediaPackage. Copy the MediaPackage endpoint URL and paste it into your HLS player or your browser. You should see a 403 forbidden message confirming that the request for content was rejected. Do the same for the CloudFront URL. This should play back without issue. This completes the session. You have successfully configured CDN authorization, helping secure your content and protect your origin while improving the performance of your streaming architecture. Well done. Thank you for your time. I hope you found this tutorial useful, and please check out our other AWS media and entertainment video tutorials. The QR codes displayed will take you to our documentation pages, providing further details on setting up CDN authorization. Thanks again, and see you at the next video tutorial.